And I'm Rox.
And we are
the Sofa Detectives. So grab a drink and get comfortable and let's open this case.
So today we're talking about Robert Wone.
We're probably going to mess up that surname. We're hoping that we've got that surname correct.
We have watched numerous YouTubers and documentaries and things on the case, and people kind of say his name's a little bit differently
Every
sometimes.
single time.
So we're hoping we have done that justice. So, yeah, what a case.
What a case.
Honestly, I don't even know where to start. So, just to let you guys know, instead of running through all the details of the cases
that are all very much already out there in the world,
we are just going to do our discussions on the case. So if you're unfamiliar with Robert Wone and his case, we've got some links in the description. There's a website and there's multiple YouTubers that we've watched that we think they told the story really well. We'll put all the links to their videos in there. Go watch that first and then come back and have this discussion with us.
Familiarise yourself with that, and then, like you say, you can chat with us. We watched this. Was this the very first Bailey Sarian we ever watched? I think it was.
Yes,
I'm pretty sure it was. I think you said to me about watching it, and we just could not, and still cannot, get our heads around what happened. And obviously, lots of other people can't as well, and that's why there's so many videos on this particular case. So it was 2006, wasn't it? So it's 20 years ago.
It's been 20 years.
This month, isn't it?
Yeah, August 2nd it was, 2006, so literally 20 years ago now.
So Robert Wone died in a particular house with, was it 2 men that were his friends and 1 man that he didn't know at that time? Or did he just know the one guy?
He was really good friends with one guy. Joseph Price was a lawyer.
And they went to college together, didn't they?
Yes.
Yeah, that was it.
So that's how they
connected.
And then Joseph's husband was Victor.
Yeah.
So Victor worked in marketing. And then there was Dylan, who was like the 3rd member of the family.
Yes. But they weren't like a throuple traditionally, were they?
So Victor and Dylan, Victor and Dylan weren't together.
Yes.
It was Dylan and Joseph, right?
Yeah.
And they all lived together. And do you know their house was worth like £1 million?
It looked absolutely huge from the footage that we saw, I think, on the Bailey Sarian video.
Yes.
Wasn't it like a 3 or 4 story house? It seemed like it was massive.
3 at least, yeah, it was 3.
And then didn't they also have a female roommate, and
she lived in the basement.
She wasn't there when any of this took place. So I just think like that is actually mental. Like imagine you go away. Didn't she go away for work or something? I'm not sure if I'm getting that right.
No, she went out for the night and stayed at someone she knew's house. I don't know if it's a boyfriend or a friend or whatever. So she just happened not to be in that particular night. But yeah, so completely wild. So what was blowing my mind is a number of things.
Yes.
Right,
our minds were blown in multiple ways for multiple reasons.
Let me count the ways to you. Okay? So the first one is the timeline. No matter how many times we've been over it, boggles up both of our minds, right?
Bear in mind, sorry to interrupt you, that we watched this in 2019, I think it was. I'm pretty sure it's 2019. It's now 2026 when we record this. And we still organically talk about this all the time. Multiple times a year, every year.
Oh, absolutely, because I've watched some new YouTuber videos on it in the last couple of weeks, just brushing up. But also I've learned so many new things.
Yeah.
And with still all of those new things, I still
have no idea
what had happened. And obviously, neither did the police. Other than the people that were in the house that night and whoever did it, obviously, that's who knows who did it. But other than that,
the things that blow your mind.
The things that blow my mind. Let me start with the timeline.
That's the main one for me.
It's a ridiculously small window, right?
Was it 40 minutes?
So they think it was roughly now, maybe just over an hour, like 80 minutes now. But even then...
It's still absolutely nothing. It's still nothing.
To commit said crime, because obviously we don't want to say too many words that will get us flagged for nasty things. Because you know what YouTube's like. I'm like
for nasty things.
For nasty things.
Even though we are very much talking about nasty things.
Yes, exactly. So he arrived there roughly at 10:30.
Yeah.
Okay, 10:30.
So he had been at work, hadn't he, just to preface, and then he'd gone from work, and that's why he was there, because he was working late and he was working somewhere that he didn't live, right? So he didn't go home to his wife.
He always worked there. But he doesn't normally work till 10 o'clock at night. So what was happening was he worked at Radio Free Asia.
Right.
He hadn't been there very long. So he stayed late to meet like the night team or whatever. Like the guys that work later. So they
hand everything over.
And just to meet them. because he had never met them, because they're not normally in when he's in. So he decided, because he was a really nice guy, he decided he wanted to meet the whole team. So he knew everyone that worked during the day. He wanted to go back and meet the evening team. So he was at work, and then he went to either a seminar or he was doing some like adult learning thing. I can't remember what. He did that. Then he went back to work to meet them.
This is a really long day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he didn't want to then jump on the subway and go home.
Yeah.
Because he had to be back early to go to work. And apparently, which I've learnt in the last couple of weeks, have breakfast with Joe. But that's what Joe said. I don't know if that was actually.
And Joe was the one who said you can stay at our house, right? Because that's the one that he was friends with for years and years.
Yeah. So the timeline: 10:30 roughly, he arrives there, and then at 11:50 they call 911, and he was already dead. They were making out he wasn't, or
maybe they didn't know.
So they didn't know, allegedly, because obviously no one was ever charged, so I can't say they knew.
Everything is allegedly. Everything we're about to say.
Everything is our opinion, it's not fact, and it's allegedly because no one's ever been charged.
Yeah.
But
which is mental.
11:50 is when 911 was called. So bear in mind,
I think
that's still crazy, right?
Everything crazy, all of it. But you know what I think is so interesting is that how you have so many crimes committed out there where everything seems so loosey-goosey on the person who then gets arrested, convicted, blah, blah, blah. Yet this seemed like, how could no one be charged for this?
No, I honestly agree. So the more I've gone down the rabbit hole, because I really have over the last few weeks, because I was like, do you know what? It was like 2019 when we watched Bailey's.
Yeah.
And then obviously we've spoken about it, and I've watched things over the years, and I was like, right, I just need to brush up a little bit more. Is there something new that's come to light in the last 20 years that we weren't aware of, etc. like that. So I watched that chapter's video, and it's like an hour long, and that's one of the videos that I've linked because I think everyone should watch it, because he said a lot of things that I wasn't aware of.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, okay, so that timeline.
Okay.
And
we still don't know anything.
we still don't. And it's maddening.
So depressing. It's so frustrating.
I've also watched all the interrogation videos that are available. So there's 5 for Victor, 5 for Joe, and 3 for Dylan.
Right.
But some of the ones with Victor are literally Victor sat in a room, so like 2 of them. So it's basically 3 for him.
Yeah.
But there's large portions of them where they're sat on their own. But then you see them with different officers, right? So what's blown my mind is one, timeline. Timeline doesn't add up to me. Like, how can you? Because the things that happened to him, right?
Yes.
In that time.
I do not understand because he had like some stab marks, didn't he?
He had 3.
Yeah. I don't understand, even if they were not deep stab wounds, I just don't understand where the blood went.
So they were quite deep. They were quite deep, and there was barely any blood. So that's nuts,
so it's like,
right?
Where's that gone? And also, in regards to like cleaning any kind of scene, like whether you're talking about a crime scene or just like an accident, for example, like I once cut my leg shaving in the bath.
Oh my god, I did that recently. I've got a massive scar.
Went everywhere, and honest to God, I'm in the bath on this side of the room, and it ended up on the other side of the room where my radiator is. You've been in my bathroom, you know that's a distance. And it's not like I was there trying to slash myself to death, but that required, and I had to go around the room and make sure.
Yeah, and I bet if you had a black light and some luminol, we'd probably still find your DNA.
This is what I'm trying to say. So how
I've learned some things that I didn't tell you, so I could surprise.
I'm holding her hand. I just realised I'm holding her hand. Oh, she's so
this
beautiful.
Is our mascot now.
You're so beautiful.
So the police that were like investigating the scene were using a product like luminol but not,
right?
And they used it incorrectly. So it needs to be this.
See,
so I learned this from that chapter.
Pissed off again.
I was so mad. It's like, you did what now?
Yeah.
You did what now? So that one needs to be used on a flat surface. You spray it on, right? Flat surface, no running. You don't spray it on the wall, which is what they did, and then it will run, and it's completely removed the DNA. So if there was evidence on that wall,
so
they
now they
don't
can't
know.
even go back with like a luminol substance.
No, because it's too
now
late. It's
completely
too late.
gone.
So that could have helped,
why
right?
They did that.
They just maybe they're used to using the other one. I don't know.
That's very weird.
So that was one thing. Yeah. So that's why the blood evidence. However, that would have ruined the trace DNA on the walls and stuff like that. But realistically, where he was laying, it should have been like where he was. Sorry for being completely graphic. Where he was laying, it should have been saturated.
Yes.
And
it wasn't.
There's pictures. I'll see if I can put one up. If I can, I'll put it up. If not, go and have a little search. There was a towel and they're holding it, and there's like 3 little blood spots.
It was like smudgies, wasn't it? I remember.
And that's all there was. And the t-shirt he was wearing, there wasn't really even any blood on it.
Like someone had gone like that sort of thing. It was like nothing.
Yeah, afterwards, like he'd been stabbed, they put the t-shirt on and then matched. Because also there was no t-shirt fibres inside his marks.
It just doesn't make
so that sense. It doesn't make any sense.
It's almost like he was like a vampire got him and drained him of all of his blood. Like,
so I can tell you some theories that I've read.
And the vampire got him? Okay, yes. That.
No. Is that there was a guy called Michael, and he was Joseph's brother.
Right.
He was a medical student.
Okay.
And he was studying to become I'm not going to say the word. I can't say the word. It's basically someone that is training to remove blood out of people, like so take blood from people.
A phlebotomist?
Yes!
I thought you were going to say you can't say it because it will get the video flagged.
No, so I was like, I'm going to say it wrong.
Phlebotomist. We're allowed.
Simply because I was going to pronounce it wrong. Yeah. So that was what he was studying to do.
Right.
To remove blood. So there's a theory that there might have been some blood play that evening, or that someone had come and removed, because he also had like 6 needle marks.
In 80 minutes though.
I know,
how
but
big is this syringe?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Like, they don't know what the needle marks were about either. There was like 6 of them. So either they think it was used to sedate him, or it was, or the other theory, or the other theory is that he had blood removed. I don't believe that at all. The other theory that I read recently was
you would have to remove basically every bit of blood for him to not be bleeding everywhere when he was stabbed.
Yeah, it's kind of insane.
Was he just got a pint left in him?
Yeah, it's kind of nuts.
Doesn't seem to. That doesn't add up.
They also think, they haven't been able to prove, that he was killed or killed somewhere else, showered, like in the house maybe.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, there's no time for taking him places.
That's what I thought you meant. Yeah.
I'm guessing they mean
have they actually got a time machine?
That they showered him.
Now.
That they showered him, like completely cleaned him.
Right.
Redressed him.
Okay.
And that would mean obviously there would be blood on the bed. There would be blood on his t-shirt.
But then wouldn't the police? Well, they're not using the correct chemicals to begin with. But wouldn't they have checked the whole house? Is there like
so also they spent 3 months. They removed parts of the wall, parts of the floor. They brought in a cadaver dog, and it alerted to the lint trap in the washer.
Right,
dryer thing. So there had been blood in the washing machine. So they think that they washed towels and robes and things like that. And also a drain in the back garden. They alerted to that.
Okay. So it seems like frantic cleaning has probably taken place in some particular way. Interesting.
But as you say, that blows my mind though. How did they
do that?
Kill him. I say they because we don't know who.
Who is this?
Like they, that person.
Yeah.
Or persons, whoever did it, how did they kill him? Like do a almost proper crime scene cleanup.
I mean, it is a proper crime.
Stage the scene, because it was staged. The knife found wasn't the knife that stabbed him. So there was a knife at the scene. Do you remember the red herring? They called it red herring. It was on the bedside table.
I do actually.
Joe admitted that when he came into the room, it was on his stomach, and he moved it and put it on the dresser.
Okay.
But that wasn't the knife.
Right.
They never found the knife.
So maybe like Joe did just I wonder if he even knew that had been placed there. Because why else did he move it? Does that am I making sense?
Yeah, I think he moved it. I remember now. I think he said he moved it and he lifted Robert's t-shirt up to see, Like, because he was like, oh, he seems to be injured, and lifted up his t-shirt.
Right,
so that makes sense. I was
Yeah.
like, actually, I don't remember, but I think that's what he said in the interview tape. So he then lifts up the t-shirt, and then at one point he was holding said towel with the little marks on to give the pressure, I guess, on him. So those things blow my mind. And then there's just so much more. I'm like, there's too many things.
For me, the like sexual element of everything was really, really huge in that. So obviously,
and very disturbing.
Yeah. So like Robert was married to a woman, and Joseph, whatever him, was married to Victor. Yes. And was it Victor and Dylan or Joseph and Dylan?
Joseph and Dylan.
Yeah. So one of them was having an extramarital relationship with another man who lived with them, and then I find it really weird that there was just a woman living in the basement.
Yeah, they just rented it to her.
No, I know.
They don't really say much about her at all.
Part of the house, though. Is this like a standalone
basement
flat?
apartment? No, because she would have had to come in through their street door, and I only know that
right, so
because they talk about their security system. So they didn't put the alarm on at night. They only put the alarm on when they left the house for long periods of time.
Right.
However, their door had a chime.
Yes.
So if the door opens, the chime. The first time they heard the chime open, they thought Sarah was coming home.
Yeah.
So she had to have come through the street door to go down to her basement apartment, I guess. Yes. I'm guessing these things.
What was all that about? Like the chime?
So, allegedly, Joe and Victor said they heard the door chime.
Yeah.
So...
But that's just, I guess...
No, sorry, not Victor, sorry. Joe said he heard the chime, because it woke him up. And he says every time the door chimes, it does wake him up, but it doesn't necessarily wake the other guys up.
Yeah.
But he just thought it was Sarah. And then moments after that, he then heard like a grunty scream noise.
Right, okay.
And that's when him and Victor both jumped out of bed to run downstairs. But the chime had already woke Joseph up. So he was like, well, obviously someone has come in.
Yeah, and he was thinking it was Sarah, no, it wasn't.
And that's what's woken me up. I heard that noise, so someone must have intruded. Someone must have come in.
The other thing that I thought was really, really weird was the fact that when they called the ambulance and the police and everything, and then they turned up and all of them were just roaming it around wearing robes.
Yeah, with wet hair. Like slick back, wet hair. I think it was
just the most
Victor and Dylan.
Scene. Like you can't even really imagine what the police officers must have been thinking in a situation like that. And Dylan wasn't Dylan like, oh, I'm so tired, I'm sick of this, I'm so tired or something.
Do you know, I can't even remember.
I'm sure, like, we'll have to double check on that, don't quote me on that. But I'm sure it was Dylan, the one that was like not actually married to the other two.
Yeah, possibly.
Was like, kept saying that he was tired and he was like just exasperated with the whole situation. It's like, oh, sorry, this is inconvenient for you, but
yeah, in
Robert Wone's dead.
Yeah, in that chapter, in that too many that's. In Mr. Chapter, we call him Mr. Chapter now. In Mr. Chapter's video, he went through a whole load of things, and he was saying that one of the things, like the police that were investigating it, when they come in, they felt like a really foreboding, overwhelming sense of unease.
Yeah.
That was a lot of words. And unease over
you would, wouldn't you? Because the whole scene is completely peculiar. No one seemed, even on the 911 tape, like no one was hysterical, were they? They were like...
So Victor sounded in moments hysterical.
I felt like he sounded worried about
but
it.
Also
but it fluctuated, didn't it, throughout the whole of the video?
And we can't say whether that's because he was in shock or whether he was concealing stuff we don't know.
That was almost like where...
The dog is pulling down our throat.
What is happening? To me, that was where all of the weirdness kind of started. If you were looking at it from an outside perspective, from the outside looking in, obviously the weirdness had already started long before.
Yeah, the police officers were saying that they felt really uneasy in the house, and obviously they've done this, not the exact scenario, but they've done these things over and over and over. But this kind of really stuck out to some of them. So I'm getting this information from that chapter's video, so you could always go watch that and see exactly what he said. But apparently they just felt a complete unease, especially because when they arrived, the paramedics and the police, no one was really apparently greeting them and telling them where to go.
Yes,
they were kind of like a little bit awkward,
situation,
and they kind of like,
oh no,
it's her butt or it's me, I don't really know. Um,
Hang on a second. Oh no, it's going down this.
It's disintegrating. It's going well.
Help us, Billy Dog, help us.
I think it's because she's pushed her bum right into
She's
it.
so asleep.
She's so asleep, and she keeps putting her head on my book. That they weren't like
they were not
weren't
behaving
trying
in a way
to help.
that you would expect when your friend, like, so obviously Joseph's known this guy for years and years at this point.
Victor went to
knew
their
him
wedding,
as well, yeah.
and Dylan had known
And
him
also
for a couple
Dylan
of years.
is a human. Like, all three
And
of
also,
these people
known him
are
for at least
human,
2 years.
you know?
Yeah.
Like, even if you didn't know someone, if you were like, oh my goodness, someone has mysteriously died in the home that I live in,
And
would
also,
you not be freaking out?
if they
And not
truly
be like, oh, I'm gonna be in my robe.
if they truly believe there's an intruder,
They'd be
wouldn't you
freaking
be
out about
like
their own
literally
safety
panicking?
as well.
Yeah. So on the
100%.
911
That's so
call,
weird.
what we're going to do is actually in a minute,
I'm
I'll
gonna eat gummy
play
bear, that's what I'm
the
gonna
911 call.
Oh, forget this one.
Yeah, we're just going to forget that now. The 911 call, I can play snippets of it and we can maybe talk through our thoughts on the call. Let me just grab my phone and a gummy bear. Or 5.
Good idea.
It might be easier to explain what we mean if I play a little bit of it.
Good idea. I love the way that you just left a pile of gummy bears just on your lap.
Nothing.
For later consumption.
So that's the beginning.
Right. First of all, she thinks that he's a woman, which really love that.
Yeah, which actually she does through the entire call. It's like 7 minutes, and he doesn't want to say, "Oh, I'm a man."
Yeah.
But maybe that's because he's in shock,
he's
or
hysterical,
maybe he's not really
thinking
caring.
that that's important. I think it's weird that he's like, somebody has been killed.
Mhm.
Like, every one of the men in that house knew him. They knew him personally. They knew his name. You know,
Yeah, like
even
my
if this
friend,
is the very
like
first
my
time
friend.
you've ever met someone, and someone has just introduced you to this person an hour before, even if you can't remember their name, would you not be like, we've got a house guest and
Yeah,
someone
or my
has stabbed
friend,
him,
like,
you
you
know,
know.
or a friend of my friend, he's staying with us and this has happened and we don't know how the hell this has happened. Like, just, it's
So
like,
that's a
why
little bit
are you,
strange.
yeah, I find that incredibly weird, because it's like you don't want to even say his name. It's almost like you don't even want to him to have an identity in that moment.
It's very strange.
That's peculiar to me.
Like, to preface this, there was, when they went down into the room, Joe immediately told Victor to go upstairs and call 911. So
Right.
Victor hadn't seen properly Robert.
Who's that talking?
So this is Victor.
That is Victor, right.
So Victor hadn't properly, as to my knowledge, and from what I've seen recently and read recently, he hadn't properly seen him in detail.
Right, okay.
How did he know he had been stabbed?
Exactly.
That was my question.
Joseph. Is he Joe? Joseph? Doesn't matter.
Joseph, I think.
Yeah. Do you think that Joseph had said to Victor? Did you say he called down to him?
No, so they both ran, and as Joe went into the room first, and Victor got a glance, from what I can tell, of Robert and got hysterical. This is what they both said. He got hysterical. Joe grabbed him, pushed him out of the room and said, go upstairs and call 911.
So, if he could see at that point that he'd been stabbed, wouldn't that indicate that there was tons of blood in the room? For him
But
to be able
also,
to identify
yeah,
that
if it was
happened?
that quick, how did he know he had been stabbed?
Yeah, but to me, if you say, for example, he knew that from sight, that indicates that there was blood everywhere. Because how else would you know that?
Yeah, but there wasn't.
That's what I'm saying. That there wasn't when the police came,
Yeah.
but maybe there had been.
Yeah, so that, to me, doesn't make much sense.
Again, to preface, this is just all our own thoughts.
Yeah, and based on things that we have
opinions.
watched and read
Yeah.
on the case, we're just discussing our...
Trying to piece it all together in our minds, because it's impossible. And then there was the sexual element with the milking machine thing.
Oh my
Do you remember
God,
that?
yes, that's
Exactly.
horrific.
Now, there was a bit of a backstory there where it was like, I mean, I've said this to you before. So Robert Wone was married to a woman, but then there was there's been loads of speculation, hasn't there, that he was gay, and then it's like, no,
yeah,
he wasn't
a lot of
gay.
theories, but a lot of people said that he really, really wasn't.
Really wasn't, and then people have said that they think he is, blah, blah, blah. I just don't know. Obviously, because I don't know him.
I don't think he was. I personally don't think he was. I don't think... Yeah, because there's two ways this, in my mind, it could go.